Hey guys, it's your girl Samantha from Black Nation News, and today I just wanted to talk about an article I was just reading with Nick Cannon from the New York Post. And as a lot of you might already know, Nick Cannon has been apparently spreading his seed all over the nation, if not the world, in this past year or so. And I don't know if it's because of COVID or his health issues that he has, that he's decided, YOLO, you only live once, might as well just have, you know, millions of babies, so that's the one way you can ensure your immortality is through your children and grandchildren, etc. So I'm not gonna lie, like, I have been wondering why Nick Cannon has been having so many babies recently. Like, I really am baffled. He first had his twins with Mariah Carey, and that was like almost a decade ago. So I remember just thinking like how nice that is, that the few children he had them with his wife, which is good, and kind of a rare thing in the black community because black males do not tend to value marriage. So if you don't value something, you tend to not, you're not going to get it, you're not going to do it. So they don't usually get married. But Nick Cannon, even though he doesn't seem to ever want to be with black women, because let's be honest, biracial is not black, he does, to me at least, it was great that he was married before he had children. But then, like, recently, I don't know what happened. It's like he just suddenly is expecting all these children, and I honestly felt kind of blindsided because I don't really follow celebrities like that. So when I first heard that he had now 7 kids or something along those lines, I was like, what? Like, what's going on? And I started digging deeper to find out exactly what was happening with Nick Cannon. So here is the first article I have seen that gives some kind of insight into his thinking as to why he's having so many children in such a short period of time, which is honestly my worst nightmare when it comes to my sons. And I just want to say that as a side note. Like, I know in the black community, we tend to, not we, other black parents, especially the boomer generation, they tend to live by double standards. And I'm not sure if I spoke of this before. Oh yeah, I did address this in some of my other videos but it was on other topics. But they do live by this double standard where the son can kind of just, boys will be boys, like they can just kind of do whatever, while their daughters have to toe the line and be a lot more responsible and follow more rules. And I feel like that definitely sends a message, which I've seen it happen time and time again. Hence the facts of deadbeat black fathers everywhere. Like, I know so many. It was crazy being a kid and finding so many people who didn't know who their biological father was or had no kind of relationship with him. And so as I got older, it started to make more sense about this pathology that was going on and this type of culture that was happening. As Cynthia G, I love her. Love her, love her. So I will reference her so much because she's like one of the first people I've ever listened to and was able to learn from, that speaks such truth as to the black male pathology and also the black male worshiping culture that we currently live in society, especially with within the black community. So my parents, like, I remember just the distinct differences of how they raised my sister and me versus my brother. The first time we kind of saw that double standard was when it came to chores. My brother did not have to do the chores that my sister and I had to do at the same age. So, like, if we were 7 and we were washing our clothes, when he became 7, it was suddenly, oh, he's too young to do that. And it just continued on with dishes. He never, ever, 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 ever washed dishes. Ever. Did I say ever? He never ever washed dishes ever. So he never had to wash dishes. My sister and I switched out weeks. And it's like, as he got older, it was, oh, he's still not old enough. And then it just got to the point where that just wasn't what he did. He was told he was going to take out trash, and he barely got that right, even though that was like a 1 day a week thing. And then as we got older, it became a little bit bigger, like with relationships. So we started all dating. With my sister and I, it was my dad really did not want us to date, obviously. Like, you know how that goes. So when we finally did date, we had to bring the boyfriends around for our parents to meet them. And then I remember one of the most awkward meetings of me sitting in the living room with my boyfriend while our parents, his mom and dad, and my mom and dad, like, got to know each other. It was extremely uncomfortable and weird. And I don't think my brothers ever had to go through that. And then even when my boyfriends would visit or, you know, come hang out with me at my house, I had to sit in the living room out in the open so my parents could keep an eye on us and we couldn't really do anything. And then even as an adult, I could go, or not, I wouldn't say as an adult, but like as a teenager, I want to say it may have been my teen years, like 17, 18. But when I went in my room, I had to keep my door open. So I was allowed to finally go up to my room with my boyfriend, but the door would have to be open. So the distinct difference, my sister, first of all, I don't remember her really ever bringing anyone around at all. She's my older sister. So it's like, I guess that wasn't being a little bit more lax with me, was the strict upbringing I was getting. Oh yeah, I forgot to also say that my brother was able to come home later than we were. When we were outside playing, we had to be home before the lights came on. He was able to have a later curfew. My dad also gave me this big speech about not getting tattoos. But he actually took my brother to go get his first tattoo. He gave my brother condoms when he hit his teen years. But my sister and I better not think about having sex, let alone getting some type of safety precautions given to us for sex. Like, oh, here's some condoms so you can hand them to your boyfriend if he wants to have some sex with you. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. That never was even like an option for my sister and me. And so I want to say, so basically, like, the difference is, to me, as a young girl growing up and becoming a woman, it just told me that it seemed like my parents were basically saying my brother was allowed to have more freedom because he was a boy. And I didn't really get it. I really didn't get the difference. Like, I was like, why is it different for him? Is it, because honestly, if we want to be real, like, if you look at Nick Cannon, males can have way more babies in 1 year than a woman can, just genetically and scientifically and biologically. Like, it's just, so I never understood that double standard as to why parents are so strict with girls versus with boys. It's like they were just like, you better not get pregnant, you better not be bringing no baby home. And what I felt like was really being said was that if a baby was to be created between a sexual union, the girls are more expected to be there and present and be a parent versus the boys. The boys can slack on their duties and be a deadbeat parent and just run off and continue to go on to live his life as if he never had a child. And that was the biggest fucking issue with me, because I just feel like, how dare you sit here and continue and raise an entire generation of children where only one side is going to bear the responsibility of being a parent, when it took two people to create this child, or children in some cases, like if you have multiples, like twins, triplets, etc. And that always pissed me off. And I always had this huge fear, because I don't raise my kids with double standards. My biggest fear was my sons getting like multiple girls pregnant in like 1 year, and especially if they get someone pregnant before they even finish high school. And then even as they get older, I remember listening to Dr. Boyce Watkins, and he talks about this quite a bit, about like how that's the fastest way for black men to go broke, is to have a bunch of kids, especially with a bunch of different women. So we're not even going to say with one woman, with a bunch of different women like Nick Cannon is doing, because now you're paying child support all over the place. And then even if you have it with one woman and you guys don't get married, you're going to still be basically taking care of her household, because you have to pay child support over there. And child support is not cheap. Like, if she goes to court and you're making a significant amount of money, you're going to have to pay a good amount of child support to her because of the baby, like, how's the baby lifestyle? Was the baby used to living under, like, what it is? Does she have a mortgage? Is the baby going to great schools or private school? Is the baby in sports, etc., etc.? And you multiply that by each child. And it's, of course, to me, I feel like it's even worse if it's multiple women, because obviously a man, no matter how much they try, they cannot be in a polygamous relationship. They cannot be with multiple women at one time. Many women are not going to have that. So you're going to only be with one, but you're still going to have to take care of the kids with woman B, C, D, and E that you had kids with. So I always try to tell my children, try to make sure you have children with only one woman if possible. You know, cut it off. You know, like if you can get married, that's even better. Like that saying goes, it's cheaper to keep her. So, you know, if you can find the right woman, put a ring on it, you know, step up, take some responsibility, be a man, be mature about it, and make that final commitment to her and marry her. Because it makes it that much harder to get a divorce than versus just breaking up, you know. And like, of course, like too, there's still that stipulation, like if you get married, now my sons might have to pay alimony and child support, which is like, ouch. So it just behooves you, I think, to try to know how to make a relationship work and a marriage work, which I think is a huge issue in the Black community, is that we love the ideal of marriage. Even the women, we love the ideal of marriage. It's like this fairy tale fit, you know, attribute or characteristic to it. Like, oh, it's, you know, I want to be a princess and I become a queen one day, live in my castle, my black king, and as Cynthia G would say. But, you know, it's just like we have this fairy tale outlook of it. But marriage is not easy, you know. And I remember one of my good friends from high school, she said that her husband and her, I'm not sure if it was like a law in Virginia, but like you actually had to do like premarital counseling. And that's something I never even heard of ever. My parents definitely didn't tell me about it. So I thought that was a brilliant idea to make people be more aware of what they were getting into. You know, don't be spontaneous and meet this person and then jump into a marriage with them 2 minutes later. Definitely do the research, learn what it's going to be like, learn as much as you can about what it takes to keep the marriage going, learn what it takes to never get a divorce. Because like I also learned from my former in-laws, who I still consider my in-laws, I love them to pieces, but I remember them saying that the way they didn't get divorced, they've been married over 30 years, actually probably like 40 some years. The way they didn't get divorced was just to say, we're never going to get divorced. And that's just the vow they made to themselves. And so it was something that simple, but it is really an important thing to come to terms with together and say divorce is just not going to be an option. But you have to also act a certain way so that person doesn't want to divorce you. So that's basically been very important to me, to raise my sons to be considerate and kind and polite and tactful when they say things to women, because women are women. We are emotional. We are sensitive. We do take things to heart and take things personally. So there's just a certain way, you know, you need to treat your woman so she doesn't want to leave you. Cherish her, adore her, you know, cherish the ground she walks on. But of course, this also comes from being with a woman who you make sure deserves that kind of love and adoration from you. Because you know, of course, I don't want my sons to be getting treated like crap while they're treating this woman like a goddess, and she's like cheating on him or something, because then I'm gonna have to get involved. It's not gonna be pretty. But anyways, let me go ahead and read this article real quick with Nick Cannon, because this was like, oh my gosh, what is he doing? So it said, Nick Cannon to have fourth baby in 6 months. Why wear condoms? All right, so who's your daddy? Chances are it's Nick Cannon. For those keeping score at home, Cannon has fathered 3 children with 2 different women since December, with the 4th now on the way with a 3rd baby mama. Model and rumored girlfriend Alyssa Scott announced via her Instagram story on Father's Day that she was expecting. Celebrating you today, read her loved up beach snap. The photo showed Cannon, or Cannon lookalike, posing with Scott and holding her baby-bearing belly. The baby daddy was not tagged nor facing the camera, but it is rumored to be Cannon. Television, so these are the 3 women right here. 1, 2, 3. I think only one might be black out of the 3. Anyways, or biracial. Television show host Nick Cannon has been quite busy and is rumored to have a 7th child on the way, this time with current girlfriend Alyssa Scott, who's in the center. The Wild 'N Out host has yet to post a public statement about Scott's pregnancy, but it wouldn't be his first this year. Earlier this month, Cannon, 40, became a father to twins with DJ Abby De La Rosa, whose only Instagram post is of her in a hospital bed on June 14th holding the twin boys. Welcome to the world, Zion, my Mixolydian Canon, and Zillion Air Canon. The caption reads, De La Rosa also posted a tribute to Canon on Father's Day to her Instagram story, writing, "We are forever grateful for you." Canon has yet to acknowledge the Father's Day post or post about the newborns. Canon and Brittany Bell welcomed their second child, daughter, powerful Queen Canon, at the end of 2020. Canon also welcomed a child with former beauty queen Brittany Bell in December, with whom he already shares a four-year-old. The star is also father to two children with singer Mariah Carey, to whom he was married for 8 years. The television show host is taking his role as a baby daddy quite seriously, and soon will add a seventh child to his growing brood. Scott is rumored to be giving birth imminently, recently posting a selfie. They're so stupid. Imminent. Okay, sorry. I was reading something different. I was just reading something different into that because of the way they were saying he was taking his role as a baby daddy quite seriously. And I was like, okay, so recently posting a selfie on Instagram caption, "The final days are here." Apparently a reference to the pregnancy. In the wake of the baby mama drama, an old interview with Howard Stern has resurfaced, during which he discussed a near-death experience. "I might die in the morning," said Cannon, "so why wear condoms? Meet Cannon's baby mamas." You're probably it's more likely you will be dying in the morning if you keep going without condoms. But let me keep reading. Mariah Carey. Carey, 52, is the mother to Cannon's first children, 10-year-olds Moroccan and Moreau. The two were married back in 2008, becoming love-struck Hollywood icons, and later divorced in 2016. Carey is known for her holiday hit, "All I Want for Christmas Is You," which broke records last winter on Spotify. Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey were married for 8 years and had two children, Moroccan and Moreau. I'm sorry, I felt they definitely loved each other, but it was kind of interesting for her to be okay with being with somebody that much younger than her, because guys they don't mature as fast as women, and for you to be way significantly younger than me, I'm just like, that's not going to last. Or if it does, I don't know how it's going to last. So the next one is Britt, because he just didn't seem like someone who was mature to begin with. I mean, look at him. And look at her. It's like, what? Is that her third child? Like, I kind of glimpsed and really thought that was 3 of her children. I didn't know that was her husband in that picture. So then you have Brittany Bell. The 33-year-old former beauty queen welcomed her first child with Cannon 4 years ago and gave birth to another named powerful Queen Cannon in December. The pair dated prior to the pregnancies back in 2015 and later got back together. So there's their kids. Here's Nick Cannon again, looking goofy as always. Then you have Abby De La Rosa. On June 14th, the 30-year-old DJ gave birth to twins named Zion and Zillion with baby daddy Cannon. She announced in April that she was pregnant with Cannon's children and was expecting twins, but Cannon has yet to acknowledge the newborns and De La Rosa's social media tributes. I don't know if he's feeling embarrassed, especially because she had 2 babies. So yeah, so there you go with this photo here. Precious photo. I love babies. The next you have Alyssa Scott. Although Cannon has not confirmed his pregnancy, Scott took to her Instagram story on Father's Day to post a picture of the pair, saying, "Celebrating you today." It seems like none of these women seem to be bothered that he just had a whole baby with another woman. I would be so angry. Because I'm so you're basically just popping out babies with him, probably because he has money. And or either that or it's blackmail worshiping culture. I don't know. I don't understand it, because I know either way I would be livid that I'm having a baby with someone who just had a baby with someone else. I would be so pissed. But anyways, so Scott took to her Instagram story on Father's Day to post a picture of the pair, saying, "Celebrating you today." She's rumored to be his new girlfriend and the mother of his 7th child. Before appearing on Cannon's show Wild 'N Out, she posted a selfie to note the final days of her pregnancy. So she appeared on his show as well. This is weird. Okay, they all kind of look the same, like thoughts. No, I'm joking. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what's going on there. So I thought that was a recent, these media outlets, they really do dig for something. But I mean, maybe that is his ideology or the way he looks at it. I mean, people don't really, to me personally, I feel like people don't really change. And this probably is how he looks at it. Like, why wear condoms? You could die tomorrow. Blase. But the thing that I think is just strange, maybe COVID did push him over the edge. He does have some health issues that he's battling, or that they said he has. I forget which. I think he does have some health issues that he's I believe battling or living with, that there is no cure, I want to say. And I think COVID probably just put him over the edge, like, let me just wild out. And I didn't mean to say that on purpose, but while I have a bunch of children before end of days, I don't know. But so yeah, that's I just wanted to go over that with you guys and talk to you guys about that and what I thought about black men having all these babies with that many different women, especially in that short period of time. As Dr. Boyce Watkins says, easiest way to go broke. And just honestly, as a black mom, my worst nightmare. All I have is sons. I'm like, please do not do that. You will not have any money, and then how am I going to retire? All right, guys, so until I talk to you again, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace, love, and light. I'm gone. Bye.